We have breaking news here for you on KGW News at 5 tonight. Multiple food carts seem to be damaged or destroyed by a fire in Portland. This is at North Fremont and Vancouver. As you can see, fire crews are on the scene and they say the fire is still active. This incident comes after a different food cart pod exploded in downtown last Sunday. We do have a crew on the scene and we'll bring you updates on air and online as we get them in. Welcome to KGW News at 5. I am Brittany Folkers. Tonight, we also have two updates out of Kaiser, and we want to begin with a homeowner who police say shot and killed an invader. Kaiser police say that the person woke up and found that person inside their home. That's when the homeowner shot at the alleged intruder, killing them. It happened shortly after 2:30 this morning at a home near the Willamette River. Authorities are still investigating and have not released the names of that invader or the homeowner yet. And now to the intersection of River Road and Wheatland Road, where someone was hit by a car while riding an electric scooter. Investigators say the man on the scooter went into the road suddenly and was hit by a driver. Here's a look at the scene overnight. Kaiser police say that the crash happened around 11:30. The man on the scooter is at the Salem Hospital and he is in critical condition tonight. And new tonight, we're checking in on Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler's emergency declaration to ban homeless camping near schools. It's been about 2 weeks, and some parents are upset, saying many of those camps have not been cleared. Blair Best reports outside one school in Northwest Portland, it's getting worse.
There are several campsites here along Northwest Hoyt. It's one of the routes to school that the city said campers are no longer allowed on. But as you can see, they're still here. And many tell us they have no plans of leaving anytime soon or anywhere else to go. A green tent sits in protest on the corner of Northwest Hoyt and 19th, near the Metropolitan Learning Center.
I'm just keeping my tent here up for protesting reasons.
It was posted for removal on September 1st, since it's within 150 feet from a school, meaning it's in violation of Mayor Ted Wheeler's new ban on camping near school campuses, which started about 2 weeks ago.
Saying that this is an illegal campsite and was saying that there are plenty of shelters that you can go to.
But Joseph Riandu would rather stay on the streets than go into a shelter.
I don't feel very safe staying there because some of the people that room there make me and my partner uncomfortable. So we would rather stay in a tent.
They're currently on a wait list for a housing voucher. Until then, they plan to stay on this corner in spite of the city's orders.
I could move my tent today if I wanted to, but it's more of just a moral thing. I want to sit protest for a few days. I believe that our city and our government should give us more resources.
For other homeless people on this street, they find the ban on camping confusing.
They're telling people to move. They're not banning it. They're just telling people to move from here to here and not giving people nowhere to go.
They keep saying they'll clean it up and it's still sitting there, all the junk. And it's been weeks since I walk this 5 times a day.
Michelle Scott lives across the street from the Metropolitan Learning Center. She's now trying to move due to these camps.
They walk around and they pee or poop wherever they want to. They have their pants down. I don't understand how they can have this around children.
She says the campsites have gotten worse since the start of the school year, despite city crews attempting to move them.
They have come through a few times to clear it up, and an hour and a half later we get as many, if not even more.
It's just a huge thing to address.
Heather Begetz frequents the nearby park with her daughter.
How are we humanely addressing it? I think when the city just does sweeps, it's kind of just displacing a lot of people without really addressing the core issue.
Well, I understand it because I know that some people that stay in the streets can be sketchy and some people do hard drugs. And there are some people that live on the streets that can be sexual predators. So I understand their concern. But people like me who are just trying to find a place to stay until we can get resources.
The city has identified and cleared dozens of campsites near schools. And they say that list will just continue to grow. And if there are repeat campers, they'll just repost the site for removal. In Northwest Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
Just this morning, a man suffering from a mental health crisis threw a homeless camp into the street. Now, it blocked traffic at the intersection of Southwest Taylor and 15th. Police saying a man was upset with the homeless camp on the street and threw all their things into the middle of the intersection. It blocked traffic, including a TriMet bus, for about 30 minutes. Police arrested that man. He's since been sent to the hospital. As for those living in the campsite, well, they weren't there when it happened. Authorities are investigating a suspected homicide in southeast Portland's Lentz neighborhood. Portland police say officers arrived at the home around 5:45 this morning, and they found a man dead inside. Southeast Woodstock Boulevard was shut down between Southeast 89th Avenue and Southeast Foster for at least 4 hours while detectives collected evidence. Portland fire officials are searching for what appears to be a serial arsonist who they say has been setting fires in Mount Tabor Park over the last couple of weeks. Fortunately here, no one has been hurt, but as Brian Clerkley reports, firefighters are now asking neighbors to keep a lookout.
Here inside Mount Tabor Park, Portland Fire and Rescue says in the last 2 weeks, 15 to 20 fires have been started, and they're worried because the brush is so dry right now, this could turn into a much bigger problem.
I saw a patch, maybe 10 by 12 feet, and it was burned, and I couldn't understand why it was there.
People who frequent Mount Tabor Park have noticed burned brush near trails, including this large tree which was completely torched. Firefighters have been able to put out the smaller fires, but they're getting worried because some of those flames are getting close to homes.
It can easily start a wildland fire, so it starts small and then it builds, and if no one notices it, it gets bigger and bigger.
Lieutenant Damon Simmons says investigators don't know who's starting the fires, but since several of them started along the trail, they don't think it was an accident.
In this case, since we've got so many fires, 15 to 20 fires in a short period of time in this area, it indicates that there's probably an arsonist in this area.
Simmons says the majority of these fires happen at night. He's asking people who frequent the area to be vigilant.
I love this park, and I don't like this people, whoever's starting fires. I think everybody should be on alert.
Crews will be patrolling the park to figure out who did this, and if you have any information, you can contact Portland Fire and Rescue, and I'll have a number on our page, kgw.com. In Portland, I'm Brian Clerkley, KGW News.
A new affordable housing complex in Vancouver is the latest in the metro area to open up. And the 69 units near Peace Health Southwest Medical Center filled up quickly. Tim Gordon reports on the gratitude of those who are moving into their new homes.
It's called Columbia Heights, developed through a partnership between Mercy Housing Northwest and Peace Health. Half of the 69 units here are for those who make 30% of the area median income. The other half for those who make 50%. These are apartments for low-income singles, couples, and families.
They're great units. Just because they're low income doesn't mean they don't need to be awesome. So they're spacious. The 3 bedrooms are amazing. They're huge.
The leasing office opened in May before construction was complete, and the units went quickly. This is a place with a community center and a big playground. That's important for Alona Shkoda, with kids aged 2 and 4.
They like to run and to play, and it is impossible to keep them at home. And this place is a rest for mom.
Shkoda and her family fled the war in Ukraine in May and came here, living with relatives first, but needing a place of their own that they could afford. Columbia Heights fit the bill.
It's perfect. We are very happy to have our home.
Affordable housing is at a premium. There isn't enough for everyone. Jana Nickerson was homeless for a year and a half, living in her car at times, before getting the help she needed to get a place to live. She moved in here 3 weeks ago.
It's like you're floating in air when it finally does. You just feel so joyous and happy and blessed, and just it's amazing.
A good feeling for those getting in, and more need for those who must wait for an affordable place to live.
I pray that every person who needs a home had a home like we have.
In Vancouver, Tim Gordon, KGW News.